Hey air signs, welcome to your reading. So I'm going to be doing a reading over here for air signs in general. That's Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius over here on YouTube. And then after that, I'm going to go do some readings over, and they'll be available for you on Vimeo for a small fee if you're interested in that. And then those will be for the video for Gemini, and you can just purchase that. The video for Libra, and you can just purchase that. The video for Aquarius, you can just purchase that, or you can purchase the whole zodiac or rent it, whatever. There's a lot of options over there, and there will be links in the description box right below this reading. So let's get started. We are dealing with sort of hangman energy, sort of what's the holdup here? What's something that's moving kind of slowly in your life? We'll talk about that in the external situation. That'll be like what area of life. Let me take a note. That might be in. And then we're going to be looking at like, what would you like? You'd like things to flow freely. What are you wanting? Where are you wanting this to go? What area of life are we talking about? What's sort of going on maybe externally to you? And what is the obstacle? What's the clog in your pipes? What's the holdup here? And then what do we have? What's the advice? And then over on Vimeo, individually, we'll be looking at your perspective, your higher self's perspective, your to-do list. For this clog in your pipes, are we calling the plumber? Are we using Drano? Are we moving out? What are we going to do? And then what it all looks like when it's clear, you know, hopefully free flowing. But so we're going to start with tarot here, and then I'm going to sort of modify these things with oracle deck cards that I have laid out here. So first we're going to look at your goal desire. I'm doing a couple more shuffles here with this Guardians of the Night by MJ Colonnane tarot deck. Cutting the deck here. And what's your goal, your desire, your external situation, the clog in the machinery, yeah. Well, that's funny too, because that's the clog, the sabotage in the machinery. What's keeping this all from moving smoothly? And then I also pulled the advice. All right. Interesting. Well, your goal, your desire is the star. To be the star, to want the star, to have hope. The star is typically just about hope, some distant dream, some far off dream. So you're seeing something way out there. Well, it appears way out there. We do have a star that's really close. I don't know if you knew this, but one of the stars in the sky is extremely close to this planet. And it can actually really hurt you sometimes. Long-term, short-term, it can burn you. Anyway, but it also brings life, and it's the whole reason we have life on this planet. That is the sun. We have called it the sun. But here is the star. So this is your dream. Maybe you want to be the star, like very metaphorically in the colloquial way. There's a stag here, leadership. Perhaps you wanted to have leadership, strength. The star is about hope. So this is either about you hoping for some hope, and some reasons to hope, and a point to the hopes that you do have, or you are hoping, you know, or you do see this distant hope, or it seems pretty close actually. The star right here is just right kind of in my face. And there's a red bird. I want to pay attention to this little red songbird here. There may have been some dreams have died. This isn't a very specific dream, but your goal, your desire is a dream. It's a big dream. It's a really big dream. It comes after some confusion. It comes in very clearly. After some confusion, some difficulty, some losses. I see this is a dream that comes in after you've had some experience. The dream coming to fruition, of course, that's the point of the dream. But sometimes we can like dream and imagine things, and part of what we're dreaming and imagining is it just stays out there. It's like, this is a dream. But these dreamings and these imaginings, these are meant to be, in a way, rehearsals for when the dream does come true. Aren't we meant to dream of what we dream? Is it just these random foolish dreams, or is there a point to having these dreams? Were these dreams given to us by the divine? And are they part of our greater purpose here? And so when we have these dreams and we imagine the dreams coming true and all of that, that's actually a chance for us to rehearse. How would I feel? How would I react? Do I like that reaction? What if I reacted in a different way? And sort of exploring our possible responses to these dreams. So you have a goal and a desire. It's the star. It is either to be the star, or you are searching for your purpose and your goal and your desire. You've had some losses perhaps, and you'd like something new to come in here. The external situation, or the area of life here, we have King of Cups. A person. There's a person in your environment who has a lot of emotional maturity, is very balanced. It almost looks like a trick. Like you could get a sense that this person is just kind of tricky. They're faking it. They're just a well-trained monkey here. But there's also this crown of stars. So this could be a person in your environment. I was thinking it was an area of life. If there is an area of life, it's about love, relationships, and emotion. And we have King of Cups, emotional maturity, which is really interesting because the tarot reading from last week also had the King of Cups coming in here as well. But you were the King of Cups. In this situation, somebody else is the King of Cups. Someone else has all of that maturity and embodies that maturity. It's taken a lot of work for them to get here. Do not mistake this person for just having been born this way. This person has taken a lot of work. So that also means that we're not looking at the person's past and judging them by their past, because in order to get to the point where you, the orca, the whale, can balance a cup on your nose in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of all this tumult, in the wild, there's a lot of dropped cups. There's a lot of broken cups. There's a past and a history here that is on the way to being able to do this, on the way to being this emotionally mature. So you can't look at the broken cups and be like, oh, see, you just break cups, because this person also, that was part of the process. So some people like habitually just break cups and haven't learned anything. This person has learned a lot from their past mistakes or past attempts. They've learned quite a bit. So the fact that they haven't always perfectly been able to balance their emotions, being able to balance their heart, being able to even, I'd say, offer a whole heart, a healed heart, being able to offer that. They don't necessarily, that's not necessarily always been the case, right? Practice makes perfect. So we can't just look at people's practice and be like, well, you might be presenting well right now, but look at all this trashy practice you did. Well, that's the point of the practice, is it's trashy. Takes some amount of discernment to see if someone's like practicing makes perfect or just trashing the place routinely, right? So that does take some discernment. But this King of Cups, there's a lot behind what they're able to do right now, what they're offering, and what they're bringing to the table right now as far as emotional maturity. I'd say wisdom, not just knowledge, but wisdom and emotional understanding of that knowledge and how it can be applied in complex, tumultuous situations in real life. So, so you have a goal and desire. There is a person in your environment. Maybe you're very hopeful about a relationship with someone who does seem pretty mature and pretty capable. So anyway, what's the clog? 8 of Wands. There's a communication issue, or there's too much communication or not enough communication. 8 of Wands is just a lot of communication. We have this red-tailed hawk here coming in. It sees what it wants. Why is this an obstacle? This just seems so direct. Like this person sees what they want, clearly reaching towards what they want, communicating exactly what they want. They don't have it yet in hand. It's not in hand. So maybe there's a lot of talk and no action. Maybe there's a lot, this person isn't actually physically making the moves, but the talk is all about trying to make the moves. So you're in talks with someone, perhaps someone that's really mature. Maybe there's a lot of talk More talk than action, more talk than movement here. The obstacle seems to be communication, but it seems to be clear communication. The clog is the talking. The clog is the communication. The clog is the wishing and the dreaming. The obstacle is Eight of Wands. Maybe it's a lack of communication, because I wasn't going to take like, but that could have been done with the Knight of Pentacles. No, but this is a plan and a lot of talk about the plan, but not moving forward on the plan. Well, this is why your goal and desire is to move forward on this plan. This person is really mature, and maybe that's one of the things they've learned, is that you need to talk things out. You need to really be clear, and clear communication. This communication changes things. Maybe this is somebody else. This could be somebody else that's telling the King of Cups something, or communicating with the King of Cups, and that like is preventing your desire and your goal from coming to fruition, because this King of Cups is talking to somebody. There's a lot of communication, and somehow it's gumming up the works. I want to say more bark than bite, but maybe it's not an obstacle. Maybe this King of Cups is communicating with someone, but it's not moving yet. And maybe it's not really obstructing. Maybe all this communication is obstructed from your view. You're not seeing something. You're not seeing all the communication. So I can see it two ways. I can see it that you are experiencing no communication, but there is a lot of communication happening. You're just not privy to it. I can also see that communication is taking the place of actual action. Talking about something. Talking about something can sometimes be very emotionally satisfying. So emotionally satisfying, in fact, that we don't actually do the thing. Okay, and then the advice, and I'm going to pull clarifiers on all of this. So hopefully this Eight of Wands gets a nice, clear clarification, so I can see more what we're talking about here. And, right, see more what we're talking about. I think that's the message. That's the obstacles. You need to see more about what we're talking about what this person's talking about. The talking should be very clear, though, but there's still just an imaginary element. Like, so this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this hawk here in this Eight of Wands. I'm seeing this hawk. They are being very direct, very clear, very pointed in their communication. They don't yet have what they want, but they can almost feel it. So it's like you're really close, but you just haven't yet. The movement is towards the thing that you want, but you're not quite grasping it quite yet. And maybe you're not really grasping something quite yet. Maybe part of it is comprehension. You're not really comprehending or really understanding or really grasping what this King of Cups is talking, and that can be a male or female, what this person is talking about, what this person maybe is offering. And maybe the communication is there, but maybe the opportunity isn't yet there, or you're just in talking stages, and you can almost feel it, and somehow like almost feeling it is sort of, it's not an obstacle. Maybe that's exactly what the thing is. The obstacle might be overly direct communication coming in extremely fast and furious, and it's not necessarily clogging. Maybe instead of a clog, you're having a gusher. Maybe instead of a clog, that's what makes sense here with this thing. Maybe instead of a clog, you have a broken pipe, or not. It's not broken. It's just really releasing, but in the talking stages of something. Advice, Page of Wands. This is a person, could be a younger person. Get inspired. Take one of these wands lands, and if you just get one of these wands, there's a lot of growth that can happen from that. The advice is to get inspired. Maybe there's too many ideas floating around, too much communication. Get inspired by one. Just grab onto one of them. That's it. There might be a lot coming at you, and you just, one is yours. And you take this inspiration. But you learn from it. You're new. You're new. You're not the expert. You're not the king. You've got a king of cups here. You are not the king. You are the page. So this is very much beginner mind, beginner soul in a way. Beginner spirit, beginner artist. Is to be the beginner, to start this. And maybe it's just these ideas. Maybe there are too many ideas. There are too many ideas coming in at once, and it's creating a clog. And the advice is to take one and begin, get inspired by one thing. Get inspired by one thing. I don't see this as like going out and finding someone else or a new person. That could be it too. Get a mentee, teach somebody something, a student of some sort, but it just seems to be like, take one idea and run with it. Take one idea as yours. Maybe a lot of ideas are coming at you, a lot of opportunities are coming at you, but if you can just grab one of these and begin, know that you are a student, know that you are new, know that you are in a way innocent to this, or childlike, a childlike enthusiasm for something. It's got an interesting vibe to it too, because there's someone watching you pick up this wand, and they want to know what you're going to do with it. You're going to pick it up. You're going to take it home. You're going to adopt this wand. You're going to start a new thing. You're going to become the new acolyte to a new system, a new process, a new belief system, a new creative project. Get inspired about this creative project is the advice. It may be coming in fast and furious, but you need to get inspired, allow yourself to be inspired, and take one of the ideas, if not all of them. But it doesn't sound like you may not feel like you can handle the idea, so just take it one step at a time. Remember, you are a student, you're a beginner, and act like it. Don't come in acting like a king when you are not. You have a lot to learn here. All right, gold desire. We're gonna. So I'm just gonna split each of these 4 decks. These are 4 different decks here. I'm gonna split each oracle decks. I'm gonna split each one. Take a card, add it into the mix, see what happens. That's a funny split. I love it though. Oh my God, that's cool. All right. I'm not taking reversals, even though they all came out reversed. These are oracle cards. All right. Nothing comes of this situation. Gold desire. Oh, this is really interesting. I feel like you have a dream that hasn't been achieved yet. And like, just nothing seems to move forward with it. It's void of course moon. That means actions don't necessarily have consequences right here, and that's both good and bad, right? So you can do whatever you want, but the universe isn't recording it, isn't receiving it. There's no consequences, good or bad. So you can do whatever you want. You can work your ass off, and there's no good consequences. You can mess things up, screw this up, screw that up, not show up. No consequences to that either. It's just a very inconsequential time, and so perhaps you want to go towards something and not face any consequences for it, or not have any blowback, or not have any bad karma. Or it seems strange that you wouldn't want the good karma, but you just, no karma here, or no path forward. It's like a hope, a desire, but I don't think anything's happened with it yet, or I don't think, it just feels so distant and inconsequential. Distant and inconsequential, which is interesting because the star was feeling like powerful, closer than any star has ever been. And yet there's this situation where the star just feels like it doesn't really matter what you hope and what you want. It's of no consequence. And this is part of your goal desire, but I think what we're talking about is the star seems just, this thing that you want just doesn't happen. hasn't happened. And I can see like having a dream, but I'm not actually wanting it to come true. Not really. Wanting to take actions that don't have any consequences, or no sacrifices, no trade-offs. But I can also read these two together as a star that just hasn't had, there's no effect of the dream in your life. Nothing so far has come of this situation. That's what it felt like. Inconsequential. This big dream, this powerful dream and vision, and just not, but it's not that big of a deal. It doesn't seem to have any effect. And the external situation, we have King of Cups and we have Abracadabra. So to me, that's really interesting because we have the Eight of Wands. We have this King of Cups that's talking. Abracadabra, these are words that change reality. It's basically this card. Words that change reality. Words that have an effect. Communication that transforms things, right? She's even got a wand right here, much like our blackbird over here that has a wand. There's a lot of repeated images once I pulled out these 4 different decks and these modifiers. It's really interesting over here. So words that change things. And this is what this King of Cups is coming in with, some sort of message, some sort of words that really transform a situation. Again, we have a star, right? We have a star that you're wishing on here. And this person this is such a mature, committed energy. This is so mature, so committed. And what they say has a profound effect, right? It's abracadabra. We're literally talking about the magic of words. And the magic of words, and I don't want to say spells. I don't really, but it's literally the magic of words, spells. So this person maybe is casting a spell over the situation. We have these constellations here, the crown of the king, and then these constellations here. So something does seem to be written in the stars. I mean, the potency of stars in all of these cards, the presence of them in these 3 cards is really phenomenal. So yeah, there's some sort of constellation there. This could have to do with astrology, astrological connections, astrological omens, or just the timing, the sort of mechanism of the universe and the timing of something. But this person has the right words at the right time. And that's what's going on in your environment, is that there is somebody here with the right words at the right time. And there is so much maturity here with this like enormous woman with this dressed for commitment, dressed in commitment clothes. This person has worked long and hard and had such a deep commitment to making dreams come true. And this is like the final touch, the final words to this story. There is so much growth here. This person that you're dealing with has grown and matured. There is a lot of maturity. I'm not sure, it may not be apparent because this person is also very playful. There's a very playful element to this person, but the tricks, and there is some trickiness. There are tricks here. And this person knows the tricks though. It's like this person knows, they know some tricks. They have some tricks up their sleeve. This is coming in together, the King of Cups with this Abracadabra card, as the magician, as the I want to say creator or creatrix, or this creation, this being that can create something that has some sort of power, and it's definitely with words, and it's definitely through growth, through learning, through experience. This person has been around and around in a cycle. This is what we get with the spiral, right? Being in the same place, but having grown, having learned from each time. And we were talking about that with the rehearsals. And we had the rehearsals here with this dream and this vision, rehearsing something. So this person that you know that is in your environment has some sort of tricks up their sleeve, but they have learned, the maturity is amazing here, and they have been consciously aware of their learning process, and they have learned, and there's something about words and about communication in your external situation. The obstacle, the clog, this reading is just phenomenal. we have Raven. We have the air sign of this this deck. And we have the Eight of Wands. Both of these are communication, magic communication, ushering in a new world, ushering in something else. I hesitate to call this a clog, but we have the air signs here, and I almost want to say Gemini, because to me this is a Gemini card, this tricky, intelligent, and then this person in your environment is also tricky, but I think in a very mature way, not in a tricking, not in a jerk way, but in a good way. And then we have these two, again, like air signs coming through here, and Gemini, just the twins, the red-tailed hawk and the blackbird. And then we have the blackbird over here, almost the same stance, different species, possibly a corvid also, but picture there, I don't know exactly what kind of bird that is. I'd have to look it up, because it just looks like a crow and a pigeon had a baby to me. So anyway, so we have two birds here in the clog. This is communication. This raven, in this deck, it calls it a psychopump, someone that ushers into a new world, ushers the psyche, ushers you into a new world. Both of these have just super amounts of flow to me. So I'm not sure that you have a clog. If you have a clog, it's just too much happening at once is what's going on. There's too much trying to flow at once. There's a lot of flow. So the clog is not necessarily like a clog, but it's just like, man, this sink is full and there's only one little drain. So it's not really a clog. It's just so much flow. So the raven here, highly intelligent. Again, I'm seeing intelligence like all over on this. Highly intelligent, right? With this abracadabra card too. This talks to me about highly intelligent speech. The raven is the apex species. Highly intelligent communication, and a lot of it. And and the Eight of Wands always talks to me about changes in reality. Words that change reality. Words that change reality. Words that change reality. We have 3 cards about words that change reality, and usher you through the pipes into, the sewage system. But we're gonna into a bigger, it's almost like what I'm seeing here is like sort of a drain in a small pond that leads to a much bigger pond. Like around like coastal cities, you'll see these little drains in the road, and they're like, do not dump, goes to stream, and the stream goes to the ocean. Do not dump goes directly to the ocean, or whatever. So it's telling you, like, don't pour your paint or your solvents or whatever down the street drain, because it doesn't go to a cleansing place. It goes straight into the ocean. So that's what I'm seeing here with this obstacle and this clog. It's actually just a lot of communication, and there may be more than what the system can handle right now. And it's taking, let's say you're a little fish that got flushed down the toilet. It's not taking you to death. It's taking you out to a giant pond or a giant, I hate to imagine a toilet flushing into a pond. That sounds disgusting. Although there are like those, I don't know, farms have them where the shit goes to sort of gel for a while, right? And but no, you're going to the ocean. So you're going to be a tiny fish in a much bigger ocean. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. It's funny, I'm taking these air signs and getting water imagery here, but I guess it all started with the King of Cups. So the clog is just a lot of information, and maybe overthinking. There might be some overthinking here about something too, but basically I don't see a clog. I see just more information than the system is built to handle right now, and it's ushering, just the raven being here to usher. Both of these are birds, communication, ushering in a new reality. And so it just might be a little much. The advice is to get inspired, and we have that with Medicine Buddha, align with Medicine Buddha for clearing karma and dis-ease is what I want to say. Dis-ease, anxiety, getting inspired. The excitement here that you may have, the one idea you've got and you're kind of clinging to and sticking with, and you've taken back to your nest to gaze at. The excitement here with the Page of Wands, as far as getting inspired, can border on some anxiety. So I'm seeing like dis-ease. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're taking care of your body and your health. And clearing karma. There was something about karma here as far as this King of Cups and this sense of past mistakes and having grown from that. This person who's grown from some past mistakes. So Medicine Buddha. And I do want to say, like, taking your medication, the advice is to, like, whatever is helping you right now, continue doing that. Whatever keeps you stable, whatever keeps you sane, take up the wand, but also keep some of your routines and stay stable and stay sane. All right. And then, so don't forget that over on Vimeo, I have, separate readings for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And those come in more as personal readings with a lot more clarity for me as a reader. Or, I don't know. Yeah, clarity for me as a reader. And we're going to talk about what goddess do we have present here with you, air signs. Who we got? Who's coming in here? So far, nobody. We've got a lot of cool stuff, though. This has got to be one of the better readings I've done. So I'm pretty stoked for you guys. And me, I'm a Libra, so pretty stoked for me, too. All right. The goddess we have, Ariadne. Omens. I like it. Look, she tits out here. I don't know if YouTube's going to like that here. Here we go. And cartoon tits. Okay, we've got peacock feathers are loud and clear here. We got some peacock feathers, some showing off stuff. We've got a labyrinth too, which I like. There's been some sort of like complex process. This is reminding me of this. Like a really good labyrinth has you confused at some point and like lost and like I don't even know, I see the center, I see where I want to go, but I'm pretty sure I'm headed in the wrong direction. A really good labyrinth isn't very predictable. I don't like the ones that are just spirals and then you end up in the center like you knew you would. I like the ones that take you like, oh, and now you're headed away from the center, but I thought we were going to the center. It looks like you're going directly there, and then you end up doing this whole little other journey, and sometimes you're further away from it than you've been since you started, and you're walking away from it, and then you turn around, and so I get really enthusiastic about really good labyrinths. So omens is sort of maze and a little bit of showing off and a little bit of danger, transformative. Let's read what the book says. I just got these. Not 100% familiar with Ariadne. All right. Omens. Minoan snake goddess Ariadne is in charge of the labyrinth and the matrix. She is from an ancient matriarchal culture and is fiercely loved. Some suggest she was a giant. Our giantess in Abracadabra. Wow, I really like that. The growth, the long-term growth of a giant. Ariadne helped keep Theseus safe in his successful quest to slay the Minotaur. Oh yeah, he got lost. And didn't she? I don't remember the whole story, but to slay the Minotaur, which is this very labyrinth-based. She is associated with the thread or cord that leads. I was going to say, she the one that gave him the cord that allowed him to find his way back out of the labyrinth. She's associated with the thread or cord that leads one into the darkness of the maze and out again. Here, Ariadne wears traditional bare-breasted attire and a long skirt. It's traditional, YouTube. This is traditional. She holds two serpents that represent opposing forces, truth and illusion. Ariadne gives you, oh, that's interesting too, the truth and illusion of the magician as well. Ariadne gives you signs and omens to assist you in the matrix of your incarnation here on Earth. Be receptive to her. So looking for signs and omens, and ability to naturally interpret signs, coincidences, synchronistic events, symbols. So looking for those in your life, know that these omens and symbols are with you, here to guide you and help you through what may be like a little bit of a complex system. I almost see this as the pipes that lead to the bigger pond. seems kind of complex, but you're going to find your way through this, and you will be receiving guidance on your way through some sort of complex, a lot of communication. And yeah, so looking for those. All right, well, I hope this was helpful, and I hope I see you over on Vimeo. But if not, I still love you, I care about you, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye.